Hi again. I'm going to talk about horoscope as a continuation, but this is a little bit different, a little bit difficult, a little bit dry, and may not be that important. However, this is very important to understand as how our ancestors who thought about doing the horoscope or natal chart reading were smart and tried to divide and find out the ways how this thing could be classified. So for this reason, I'm going to compare a little bit on Eastern and Western horoscope reading and then make you understand how Eastern style of horoscope reading is a little bit more precise, more accurate, and likely to be predictive value better than the Western style. Again, I have no significant knowledge of either side, but I'm going to try to compile it right now. So as we talked about it in the beginning, the zodiac signs, which are conglomeration of stars together seen in the sky, are divided into 12 different parts of the sky, and each sign, because there are 360 degrees angle and there are 12 signs, each sign occupies 30 degree, 360 divided by 12. So in a Western style of horoscope reading, because it is based on movement of the sun, no matter which year you are born, as long as you are born in a particular month, the sign would be same. So it is really difficult to say that entire world population could be divided into 12 groups only, and they all will behave exactly the same thing. And that's a little tough to digest, and it is impossible to predict. Certainly there are other factors which are taken into account while predicting the behavior of individuals. But it is still difficult to know that two people born, one born in 1950, one in 60, one in 70, one in 80, they all, as long as they were born on October 1st or 2nd or whatever day you are taking, they will all behave in the same way. So the Eastern way of doing it was based on lunar or the movement of the sun. So as the moon moves around the earth in roughly about 27, 28 days, the zodiac signs change 28 divided by 12. So 2 and some part of the day. So even if you are born on, say, September 1st, in different years, the sign will be different based on Eastern. So now to classify people still differently, people have divided something called Nakshtra. And this is the little bit difficult part to understand, and a lot of people may not have a full understanding of it, nor do I know. So what the ancestors did was they looked at the groups of stars and tried to figure out how they look like, and so they found out 27 different groups of stars. These were beyond the signs of zodiac. So this was another segment. And so they found out 27 different groups of stars. They're so far beyond that they're considered not moving, even though I'm sure that these conglomerations are moving in the Milky Way galaxy that we are looking at. But if I'm standing on an Earth, and as I can say, total there are 360 degrees, and we are looking at 27 different groups of stars. These groups of stars are called Nakshtra. These are, some people add another one called Abhijit. So there may be 28, but most of the time we consider these as 27 Nakshatras. Now it is interesting to note that they are based, again, their names, many of them are based on how they look like. So for example, the first one in that group is called Ashwini. And the stars, when you join them together with a line, they will look like head of a horse. So many of the names are based on the look. Bharani is feminine uterus, I guess, and so on and so forth. There are 27 of them. For me to enumerate them, it may be useless, but just for the sake of completion, I would do it by reading it. Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika, Rohini, Mrugashirsha, Ardra, Punarvasu, Pusha, Ashlesha, Maga, Purva, Uttara, Hasta, Chitra, Swati, Vishakha, Anuradha, Jeshta, Mood, which is important one, which is negative one, Purva Ashada, Uttara Ashada, Shravan, Dhanishta, Shatataraka, Purva Bhadrapada, Uttar Bhadrapada, Revati. And then, as I said, there is Abhijit, which is the 28th one. These are formed by different number of stars. And here what I wanted to tell you. For example, Ashwini has 3 stars in it. For example, Rohini has 5 stars in it. So say, for example, somebody is married at a time when Rohini was in the sky, based on that particular place, which has 5 stars. So whatever good thing is going to happen, or whatever is the prediction, because Rohini is related to certain things, for example, a female child, etc., it will happen in 5 years because Rohini has 5 stars to it. And this kind of prediction or education was done by the group of people. So now you understand that the whole entire horizon circle is divided into 27 different groups of stars. These are called nakshatras, and they are, as I said, Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika, Rohini, etc. Each nakshatra consists of certain number of stars and has a particular nature, positive or negative. And when the effects of these are going to be seen, are also arranged at the time of certain things. So if somebody is applying for a job and a particular nakshatra is there, that will give certain influence, and the time would be determined by the number of stars that are in that particular nakshatra at that time. Just as I said, wedding and getting a female child or a daughter. So that is one thing, but there is something more that I want to stress here before I end this particular one. The conglomeration of stars which gives the name to the zodiac signs are exactly 30 degrees. They're in particular 1 to 30, 30 to 60, 60 to 90, and so on and so forth. So at the end of 360 to 330 to 360 would be the last one. That is Pisces. But the nakshatras are different. There was a significant imagination. And so when the nakshatras were looked at, if you divide 360 by 27, it comes to 13 point something. However, each nakshatra occupies not always the 13. So what may happen is that in the first nakshatra, which is called Ashwini, which has 3 stars, those may not occupy full 13 degrees. They may occupy more or less. And then the next one, so there could be an overlap between the 2 nakshatras. And this will add to the confusion. So to avoid the confusion, what the prediction has been done is that even though the names are in that particular order of 27 nakshatras, they have decided that we will divide the sky or the horizon each 13 degree. And the first one is called Ashwini, second one is called Bharani. So on and so forth. So each 13 degree, roughly, and there is an Indian measurement, so 13 point something is each nakshatra occupying the sky. So even though the Ashwini may not exactly end at 13, and Bharani may not start right there, for practical purposes, we are dividing the sky 13 plus point some degrees and calling it Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika, Rohini, and that way. So even though the stars may not be exactly matched to 13 degree, very important to remember. Thank you for watching, and I hope you like it. This is a little complicated, but we'll talk about more easier thing next time. Thank you. Have a nice day, and I hope you like it and subscribe.